We will absolutely do that.
Hello.
Welcome back to SJU. Oh, I'm being made fun of, and I really deserve it this morning. It's Friday, so we're all cutting loose. Spenny's relaxed like this is his own couch, which is totally fine. Joe Starr in the building right now.
Good morning.
And Spenny G.
Hey, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you as well, sir. And for the first time ever on this show, which I can't believe, Cameron Wright.
Hello.
Yeah, that's real.
That was...
He's fought movies, but he's never done the show where we discuss them without somehow fighting.
Next to you on this.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, this is the more mature show.
Yes,
Welcome to the very mature SJU.
Finally.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever thought about how we can discuss movies without yelling at each other about them, but on this show we do it.
Sometimes we get a little loud. Wow, I honestly am still crying. Guys, I'll be completely candid with you. Today we are talking about Barney because there's Barney news, and I tried to impersonate Barney right before the show, and it did not go over well. It just didn't. We're also going to be talking about Disney because this is what everybody is talking about right now. We've got price points, we've got budgets, we've got all of the different Disney madness.
Sexy stats and figures.
I really know how to reel them in. It's also Fan Friday, so we're just showing you guys a ton of love because you are the absolute best, and we'll be taking fan questions. And, of course, Black Adam is going to be shooting. We'll tell you when if you wait till that part of the story. That's a tease, my friend. Woo. Let's get right into this Disney stuff because there's a lot to unpack in all its sexy glory, as you said, Joe Starr. This is via to her. See what I did?
Yeah.
I've learned from you very well. Guys, Disney Plus, I think it's on everybody's radar at this point. The first episode of The Mandalorian is fastly approaching, and Disney is betting hugely on their tentpoles, their Star Wars and their Marvels. November 12th is the first episode of Mandalorian. First of all, from you guys at this table, who's going to be watching The Mandalorian when it comes out November 12th?
I'm stoked about The Mandalorian.
Yes.
It's got Herzog.
Yeah, it has Werner Herzog in it. Yeah.
So they did get us. That means that, I mean, I don't know if we're the test group. I don't know if we're the average, but at least with that, they're doing their job.
I'm definitely going to see if Fandom will expense my Disney Plus subscription, but I'm definitely in.
We're all easy marks, thoh. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true, but it's not too hard to be an easy mark when it's only $7 a month. I think that's a pretty reasonable price point. You're going to have access to nearly 500 Disney titles, 7,500 episodes of television, and obviously that new show, Mandalorian, and every other show that comes out after that. What's the thing that you guys are most excited for off the top? Is it to see Mandalorian? Are you kind of waiting for something down the line?
It's all the old, terrible Disney vault movies
That's what you're into.
Yeah.
I kind of thought that was going to be your answer.
Yeah.
The ones that are all like Troy McClure sounding things.
Yeah, all the
like,
weird old Kurt Russell movies when he was a kid.
Yeah, the unluckiest Dachshund and stuff like that.
Yeah.
These are real Disney movies that they made. There was this whole phase.
Say it again. The unluckiest Dachshund?
I think that's a real one, actually.
What's a Dachshund?
The wiener dog.
Dachshund?
You don't say Dachshund?
Yeah, I know.
Dachshund?
I say Dachshund.
Well, it's German.
I also say Dachshund, and I'm from Boston, so it's got
I mean,
weird.
look,
To get a spell check on that, I think it's SHUND.
To be fair, Versailles is French, but in Kentucky we have a small town called Versailles. So I call it a Dachshund.
Tell me that's real.
Well, that's real.
I want to go to Versailles so bad now,
You don't.
guys.
You really don't.
Cam, is there one that that's on your radar hard right now?
I think the old stuff. I think for me it is like Gargoyles, like rewatching Gargoyles, and honestly the fact that I feel like there's not a lot of talk about The Simpsons being on there, but the fact that The Simpsons is going to be on demand,
that's great.
In a way that's like, because I know there's like the FX app forever.
Are they going to pull it off Hulu?
Yeah,
or will it just be in both places?
Well, it's
Disney owns
Disney,
Hulu.
so I don't think they care at that point.
Yeah.
They're like, free for all. You get a Simpsons and you get a Simpsons.
But the fact that it's like in like
The two of you get a
not-
Simpsons. Just the two of you get a Simpsons. Yeah.
But the fact that it's like you can go grab a season 4 episode and just pop it on and stuff like that. Like to me, I think that The Simpsons could then be like where Friends and The Office were like a year ago on Netflix, where it's like, oh, I'm rewatching it for the first time, this, that, and the other. Now that it's a more easily accessible app outside of the FX Now app or whatever the Simpsons app was, I could see
Yeah.
a lot of people jumping on Simpsons.
So a lot of people have different favorites. I think that's what they're banking on and how they're going to plan to get so many people to this app. According to THR, Iger spent the last couple of years singularly focused on reorienting the Walt Disney Company as it contends to compete with Netflix and all of the other streaming services that we already know and love. Also quoted, but this is by Jeffrey Cole from the USC Annenberg Center for the Digital Future. He said, Disney is betting the whole company on streaming. Whole company, guys. That's a big statement. You can feel them putting pedal to the metal. They're always going to have the kids, but can they keep the late teens and the adults? So that's his question. Now, I think I'm sitting at a table with a bunch of
Man, children, you can say it.
late teens, adults. But same. I'm with you guys as I refer to myself as a 19-year-old. Thank you. My skin has held up so well.
Says 3 green teas a day.
I'm working on it. What do you guys think about this? Do you feel like they are going after the kids? Do you guys feel left out? Or do you feel like there is enough stuff for us with things like Cassian Andor, which could be a little darker, or any of the other things that have been announced?
I mean, I think you go for the kids and you're going to get everyone else, right? It's like a scattergun in Contra. Like you sort of shoot that. You're going to hit all the targets you need to hit. You're going to get kids. You're going to get us who haven't grown up yet and want to keep watching Star Wars things. You're going to get parents that maybe don't care as much, but they have kids and their kids care, so they have to care. Like it's a perfect net that they're capturing.
Well, what
everybody
do you mean by? I know it's in the article, but what do you mean by like get us? Do we mean like we're gonna buy it or we're gonna stick with it?
Well, I think that's the question right now. Is this more seemingly a service for kids, so you will get it if you have children, and otherwise you might check it out, but then disappear if it is for a younger demo? Or do you think that they are catering towards us or to us, and that they will make sure that there's enough adult content on Disney Plus, not just their other services like a Hulu, which obviously offers things like Handmaid's Tale, which would be more adult?
Yeah, I guess I disagree with this guy's premise
assessment?
because Disney Plus could be for kids and be just fine because they have Hulu and they have what don't they have? You know, they've got cable networks, they've got streaming services, ESPN. They've got a million ways to break into your home and take your money. So if Disney Plus just has every child and their parents in America / that's another thing that's important is it needs to be worldwide. It can't just be domestic, but Disney's a global brand.
Yeah.
So they can get by on children for Disney Plus, I would imagine, and then get adults everywhere else.
It just doesn't really feel to me like that's what they're doing. I don't feel like Disney Plus is, based off of all of the titles that I'm hearing right now, between the Lokis and the Hawkeyes of the world, the Jeff Goldblum series. I mean, yes, things like High School Musical obviously are catering to the kids. Is it catering towards or to? Do we cater towards or to? We don't
Either
know.
one.
You pick one.
Really doesn't matter. We're in a stampede.
I'm going to follow you into whatever hell you want.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But I'm curious, where is this analysis coming from? I don't really feel like right now they're coming out with hit after hit title that is clearly for children.
Yeah, I feel like all the big marketing pushes towards the shows that we would want to see, like Marvel and Mandalorian. You're seeing like banners for some of the kids shows that are meant for kids, but I'm not seeing like here's the hot trailer for this animated thing. It feels like it's a lot of teen, adult oriented.
And I think Disney's thing too is like it's for everyone, with an emphasis on like it's probably for kids.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like it's like a new 4 quadrant. Like because anywhere you go, the next Avengers movie that comes out, you're going to see a guy in his 50s dressed as Captain America. You're going to see a guy in his 30s dressed as Captain America. You're going to see a girl in her 20s dressed as America Chavez because that's her preferred Captain America. And then you're going to see like several 8-year-olds dressed as Captain America, like all in a line together. So, I mean,
That's true. They are definitely putting a ton into this, though. As it's been talked about for a long time, they invested $2.6 billion to acquire the necessary technology to launch the service. That's no pocket change, not even for Disney. They shuffled executive ranks to create a new direct-to-consumer division. They have foregone $150 million by ending the studio's output deal with Netflix. They spent $71.3 billion for the 21st Century Fox assets to beef up Disney's production capabilities and content library. And this is all deemed necessary by Iger. He says the risk would have been essentially maintaining a status quo approach to how we were managing our content. We're kind of locked and loaded. Do you think that they are as locked and loaded as Iger believes they are? He's planning on retiring in 2021. Do you think he has set Disney up for future success based on Disney Plus and what you're hearing about it now, Joe?
I mean, that's sort of the question, right? To me is like, does this feel like when Netflix was like, we're going to live forever. Every stand-up comedian gets $75 million. And then 2 years later, they're like, we're not doing stand-up comedy anymore. You know?
Do you think that's possible here? That's what's happening?
I mean, Disney feels like such more of like a monolith in a way that it's like they've done such a good job at brand loyalty, brand cult building that I think they have less of a brand loyalty issue than say like a Netflix does. Because with Netflix, I think it's like, well, what shows are you making that I'm into? But for Disney, I think people just kind of go, it's Disney. Look at all the things I love. And so I think they might have less of a problem. So it's almost more like, does the internet burn out in 5 years? And then they're sure going to wish they hadn't switched from clamshell VHS.
Spenny, how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but this is the only move you can possibly make because you got to go.
Their hands are tied?
Yeah, their hands are tied. You have to go directly to consumers and have them chip in whatever a month to buy, because otherwise you're stuck either trying to work with a dying theater industry like the AMCs of the world and stuff like that, or you are trying to
who also started their own streaming service.
Their own streaming service. There you go. And then you also, or you're trying to run on like traditional TV networks and stuff like that, where you're trying to make money off of, you know, selling ads and stuff like that, and it's just dwindling and dwindling and dwindling to the point where the future is streaming. The only question is, will they be able to stick around when we get oversaturated with streaming services? And who knows how many people will bear. $7 makes a big difference. Of course, it's $7 now. I'm sure it'll go up and up and up and up and up. But like, how many can people stomach before they say enough? And is Disney going to be the odd man out?
I feel like my money's kind of on them, but what about you, Cam?
No, I think, you know, talking about how long Iger had been kind of working on this, it makes sense when you kind of look at, like, unlike prior to Iger, when you had Katzenberg and those guys in the 90s, where it was very much about, like, we got to try to keep kind of making stuff. Iger was very smart in that Iger was like, we're going to acquire properties, let them kind of go, and what we, Disney Original, are going to do is live action remakes, while behind the scenes we're building this thing up. So Marvel gets to go do Marvel, Star Wars is doing Star Wars, Pixar's doing Pixar, while behind the scenes Iger's building this infrastructure, not worried about how John Carter 3 is going to do and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. It's like a lot of very smart business safe bets to then build up this streaming service. Because yeah, at the end of the day, it's about creating stuff that you own, that you are directly giving to the consumer. And I think, yeah, the price is going to go up. Will it bear? I mean, here's the funny thing. Will it bear out? Because when in the early 2000s, when it was like Pirates of the Caribbean and all this other stuff, Disney was doing well. Disney was like the number 3 studio, I think behind maybe Paramount. Paramount was the big dog. And so movies and studios, all this other stuff. But it is a different. It's hard to look at like the 60s and the 90s when like big movies kind of collapsed and this, that, and the other, because we didn't have the internet and streaming. And this movie from the 90s isn't doing, the sequel's not doing well, we'll make a TV series and put it on a platform. Like, basically, that didn't exist.
I feel like basically what we're asking is Disney able to predict the future? Which we don't know. And right now they're trying, and everybody is kind of trying.
Ryan has his hand raised.
I think one thing that's the problem with Netflix too, it's not just about if they get their base, but will those shows bring in new subscribers when they go out? That's why Netflix cancels a show after 2 or 3 seasons, because they already have those 2 seasons. Streaming services are like YouTube channels, not like TV shows. Like they're only as good as your show's only as good as new subscribers are. That's why they're announcing all these series. Ryan's
question regarding new subscribers, I think, is an interesting one, which is why I feel like Disney Plus was like, here's a slate of 20 shows. So stick around so we can have these new subscribers and we're not going to have people canceling. We have shows scripted out until 2021 right now. So then they can kind of address that issue then.
Right.
They also were talking about original programming and when they're going to be creating original IP that is not Star Wars, that is not Marvel, that is not one of those big tent poles. And yes, they are doing it on a small level, but still, like bringing back Hilary Duff is not necessarily creating something new and original. In fact, it's not only not necessarily that, it is the definition of not doing that. So I think that they will eventually do that for the new subscribers to bring on people that aren't necessarily fans of Star Wars.
I think they're gonna keep stretching things out, right? Like, so, you know, for people who are like, well, why isn't X, Y, and Z available at launch? And it's like, because they got to give you a reason to stick around, right? Like, you know, you're going to have all 9 Star Wars, but stick around because in 2 years you're going to get the despecialized. I'm going to keep. We're going to get them, Spencer. They exist.
I mean, they do, but
someone saw them aliens at Area 51, and they saw them despecialized of the original Star Wars.
Is that your version of release the Snyder Cut?
Yes.
I think it is.
Release the despecialized.
release the hounds.
Let me ask
and the
you
despecialized editions.
Did any of these numbers surprise you guys? Because we got budgets for some of these projects. Mandalorian said to cost $15 million an episode. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision and Hawkeye as much as $25 million per episode. Were any of those glaring you in the face like, holy crap, I was expecting way less than that? Or did you think that was kind of on par?
Nothing will surprise me ever since I found out that it's not the newsroom, but like Good Morning News or whatever that Apple Plus
the morning show,
the morning
Jennifer
show about the
Aniston,
morning
Steve
show is
Carell one.
$15 million an episode.
Yeah.
And that's just people like here at a desk. Like they're celebrities, but they're talking
It's
in
talent.
a studio.
That's $5 million more than it costs to make SJU.
Yeah, easily. Maybe even 6.
Yeah, wow, $6 million more? Were you surprised by this, Cam, at all?
No, I think from all the footage we saw of The Mandalorian, it did look like a movie. Like, it didn't look like, and no shade on the show, but when you look at when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. started, it was like, yes, that is an ABC primetime television show. It wasn't going to look like The Avengers. But the fact that when footage from The Mandalorian came out, you're like, oh, that looks like a Star Wars movie. Like, it actually looks like a movie. It doesn't look like a television show. It's not lit like a television show and all those kinds of things. It's like those numbers weren't shocking, and they have the money to spend.
And if it's the future of their company, like they got to go all out and they got to get people. This is their one big shot. Like this will be their biggest arrival on the world stage. So it's like joining a gym. Like you take advantage of like New Year's Eve resolutions. Everyone's real excited, and then they're hoping you just forget about it and stop going, but you still pay because you might someday go back.
Or you make your New Year's resolution to post one Instagram picture every single day for 365 days, and you're midway through that, and you just want to stop.
You're doing great.
Who's that?
You're nailing it, though. You're nailing it, though.
But also, it's similar to when
Benny was like,
when,
what?
Well, I think their strategy is like, it's almost the new version of it's not TV, it's HBO, right? It's like, it's not entertainment, it's Disney. Like, and I think it is though, right?
Is that what
because
HBO's
it's like,
jam was? That's what they said?
it's not TV, it's HBO. It was for the longest time.
That was their dare to defy?
Yeah,
Forever.
exactly.
It might still be.
Exactly.
It might still be their slogan.
Remember when Defy dared to defy? Anyway,
Icarus,
so
baby.
I think now, I think now it's like it's not entertainment, it's Disney, because it's like, they're gonna drop tons of money on these shows because these shows are going to tie in to make you want to go spend like $2,000 a night at their Star Wars cruise liner hotel in New York or whatever, or
I'm
this
there.
and that. Like it's its own thing now. It's its own beast. And if they're trying to shape the company for the next 15, 20, 30 years, then they're gonna toss in the money and cross their fingers.
Just can't see a scenario in which I don't tell them, take my money, take all my money. Like I don't see a situation in which
Because they bought all the things you like.
Yeah, because they bought all the stuff I like, and even if that $7
Well, they're
goes,
asking for $7. Yeah.
but even if that $7 goes to $25,
I'm out.
I'm in. I'm in, which like maybe that's me, and like I'll go broke and move apartments before I cancel my subscription. So
Well, the interesting
my
thing is gonna
priorities
be-
are clearly in line.
The interesting thing is going to be, how do they measure the success of any of these shows? Because that's like Netflix.
We have a second room.
Like Netflix 2-3 years ago, there was an interview with one of the people at their company, and basically talked about that the way they measure success of a show is someone subscribing just for that show. So basically, like, is someone giving their $7, $8, $10, $12 a month to just watch Stranger Things and leave. Well, then that's when they put all their stock into Stranger Things. But if you're somebody
That's when
who's
the
like,
Funkos come out.
yeah, if somebody's like, oh, well, I pay my $12 and I watch everything all the time, movies, TV, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Netflix, they basically said, we don't look at you as much as a viewer, as far as like, oh, well, your views matter because you watch everything. But because you watch this one show, we're going to put a lot into that show because people are subscribing for that show.
Right. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see, like, does Disney Plus do the same thing? Where it's like, oh, a lot of people have signed up, but they're only watching this Marvel show, so that's going to get a season 2. And we're going to give that money.
Speaking of things that you absolutely should be watching, we have so much going on this channel all of the time. One of those things is, of course, Power Levels, and the next one is coming out on Monday. It's gonna be. Should I do it in a voice of one of the characters?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
It's gonna be
Uh-oh.
Pikachu.
Oh, okay.
Is that good?
Yeah, that was
that.
Versus Electro. That was maybe my best impression yet. I should quit while I'm ahead. You will hear some not as good ones later on in the series as a spoiler for you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Hit that bell.
Boom.
Wow. He even gives the lead time and it just didn't work. Also,
Because we let him talk.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. He was tapped
Fell
out.
apart.
The Galaxy Quest documentary also, the trailer is out, and now we have partnered with Fathom to release the doc in theaters on November 26th. So November 26th, the Galaxy Quest documentary is out. I hear it was a smashing success at Comic-Con in New York.
I feel like this is the best compliment for it. We had people who were like, I've never seen Galaxy Quest, and I really like that documentary.
Wow.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
What are they doing at that panel?
Right. Well, obviously,
All the other
to see Roth, Dan, and Billy.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
cool.
Joe, of course. But if you guys want tickets for that, click the link in the description to buy your tickets. Again, November 26th in theaters. We're partnering with Fathom. That's so dope. When I heard that, I had a little tear and applause.
And
for
just
you
to
guys.
reiterate, because I know a lot of our international fans were like, hey, we're...
Like, what about us?
Yeah,
Hey.
we're working on it. This is like phase 1. We're working on it. When we know, you'll know.
Some things take a very long time. One of those things is the Black Adam movie, because we have been talking
Good
about this
transition.
for quite a bit. I'm smooth, right? I'm cool. And
Oh, you're a
then-
Rob Thomas song.
Wow, it got worse as she went along. So
Just
we.
like the ocean under the moon, Roxy.
It's the same as the
I didn't know.
that I
No.
get from you, yeah. You got that kind of love.
We're demonetized.
Because it was so similar. Black Adam movie is going to start shooting in 2020. That is via Empire. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been attached to DC for so long now. It's insane. And since he was announced, we've had years go by without knowing what was going to happen. Originally, we had heard that he was going to be in the Shazam movie. Then he was no longer in the Shazam movie. And Dwayne himself says, this project has been with me for over 10 years. If you are Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, 10 years is a very long time to be sitting on a project, considering he could literally roll out of bed.
He makes
and-
8 a day.
Yeah, straight up.
He just finished a TV series between I'm doing this part and I swear it's happening.
Yeah.
All of Ballers got filmed.
Straight up. But we finally do have
I don't get it.
production dates on this, and that means that we are going to start shooting in July. He also says he appreciates the support. I'm sure that is half appreciation and half, can you guys stop asking me about this epic movie? Thank you
Did
very
he
much.
say all this in the gym covered in sweat?
Probably.
Definitely.
Probably.
Yeah. That's where he makes his deals, man. That's where he makes peace with Vin Diesel. Is
Iron Paradise, he calls it.
Yep.
So currently, Black Adam is connected with the Shallows filmmaker Huami Colette Serra, who also directed Johnson's upcoming Disney action-adventure Jungle Cruise. So that's exciting as well if you guys are fans. What are you guys thinking? Have you forgotten about this movie completely, and did this reminded you? Has this been on your radar for a long time and you're excited that this is coming back or that is coming to shoot in July? Cam, how are you feeling?
I will say I'm glad, all the jokes aside, I'm kind of glad they waited because I'm glad we got the Zachary Levi Shazam after, for lack of a better term, all the fallout of Batman versus Superman and Justice League. Like after all of like, oh, maybe this isn't the way the universe should go. Maybe we should this, that, and the other. I feel like if the Rock Black Adam movie had come out around then, it would have been like dark and gritty, and we got to get this horror director who's going to make it real creepy. And now in the post Shazam Aquaman, I'm far more excited for this movie than I think I would have been like 3-4 years ago. Because I think this at least gave them time to kind of see, like, where's this DC universe going to go? Oh, course correct. We found it. And now he's like, now I'll get in the car.
Now it's going to be full Joker.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
He's going to do a dance on a stairway.
Yep.
Spenny, what are you thinking?
I love
Only
it.
Black Adam.
I love Shazam, and I didn't think we'd get to see more of it because it wasn't like a runaway hit. But
You mean box office wise?
yeah. But throw the Rock in there. That never hurts. And I guess I'm a little upset that we won't see the Very Hungry Caterpillar or whatever that was that they teased at the end of Shazam.
Oh, that'll happen. Hungry Caterpillar's
What
going
was
to
the
happen.
hungry caterpillar?
There's a caterpillar there, like, let's go get Shazam.
Oh God, what's that
That'll happen.
character's
It's like
name?
Mr. Mutoid Man or something like that.
It's Mr. Something.
Caterpillar?
Yeah, you remember
Yeah.
that?
You don't remember that?
It was like the post-credit scene of Shazam.
I didn't hallucinate that, right?
Did you leave?
No, I know. I definitely stayed. I just don't even
It
remember what
definitely
you're
wasn't
talking
The
about.
Rock, I'll tell you that much.
Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I know what you're talking about.
No, I have a feeling that Mr. Caterpillar is going to recruit Black Adam.
Okay.
And
right. Phew.
that's going to be the premise of the Black
Well-
Adam movie.
Joe, let me ask you this. Do you think that Zachary Levi is going to be in the Black Adam, Dwayne
yeah.
The Rock Johnson movie?
Yeah, I think I think The Rock has said a few times, he's like, Black Adam to me is like this badass anti-hero, and I think The Rock particularly can skirt the line between like giving you a badass anti-hero Black Adam that also exists in the sort of silly fun Shazam world that they've created. Like, I think The Rock can find that balance really well.
I'm slightly concerned. I'm excited for this, but I did recently just read the Shazam New 52 line, and
You shouldn't have. They're not.
I actually liked it, but Black Adam's like super duper straight up villain.
Oh, Black Adam's always been a super duper villain.
He's super duper straight up villain, and I don't know if this is a Black Adam movie and we're doing an origin movie. Then I don't know how Shazam necessarily fits it. What would we have him do? Just come in the
It
third
could be
act?
like Superman did in Shazam, where he just walks in the final scene with his head cut off.
Just out of frame.
Black Adam just
Maybe.
invites him to lunch.
I mean, I think it's an opportunity to do with what they want. I think it's
Like what Dwayne wants,
Sure, he's a
you
bad,
mean?
or just
the
in
creative
general.
team?
If they see potential for Black Adam as like more of a of a tweener character and not a straight up villain, then I think they'll run with it.
Because it would be
And then the comics will follow suit, probably.
if it was just a Black Adam Shazam movie, then it would be called Shazam 2, right?
yeah.
As opposed
Well,
to
we don't know what it's going to be called, do we?
No, but it's the Black Adam.
I think they'll
movie.
do Black Adam, and then they'll probably meet up in a third one.
That's what I'm kind of thinking as well.
I mean, with Shazam, I, from my understanding, they're kind of trying to fast track that because those kids are getting older.
Yeah,
They want to
true.
make sure that it's not like Shazam 2. I
but-
look 21.
But spoilers,
Yeah.
spoilers for Shazam, though. I
Sure
think
is
they're
hard
okay
being a foster
because
kid.
if they bring them to their adult selves, then it really doesn't
They could
matter
just
much.
Stick him in, Seth's body. That'll see guy.
Sure. Adam Brody.
Yeah, but what you have too is like with Black Adam, you could do the Scorpion King arc, where it's like first time we see him, hardcore villain.
Yeah.
Second time back.
I think more things should do the Scorpion King arc. That's
Yeah.
Curious.
I mean that completely.
Yeah.
Really curious
Okay.
about you guys at home. How are you feeling? Are you excited for the Black Adam movie? Do you want to see Shazam in the Black Adam movie? Or are you thinking in a third movie they could finally meet up? Let us know in the comments.
I want to see Taika Waititi's Black Adam just so he just says, blick, get him.
Get him. I was like, where are you going? Let's talk a little Barney now, guys, because I love you and you, hopefully, dear God, love me. Mattel.
We need validation.
Yes,
See?
so desperately leave the comments and have hearts. THR, aka thank you to her. Let us know all of this. Mattel Films is partnering with Get Out star Daniel Kaluuya to produce a live action movie based on the purple dinosaur that this table questioned whether I'd ever heard of before we started. There was a miscommunication. This is the quote that Spenny loves oh so much.
Yeah.
I would read it in my Barney voice, but I really could not get through
Oh,
it.
give us a
Nope.
taste.
Do it.
Try.
Barney was a ubiquitous figure in many of our childhoods. What does Barney sound like?
Listen,
You're nailing it. No, thumbs up.
Then he disappeared into the shadows, left misunderstood. It's kind of like Yoda there. We're excited to explore this compelling modern day hero and see if his message of I love you, you love me can stand the test of time.
You sound like
it was like Tigger, but Barney Gumble.
And Wolf Foghorn Leghorns.
T.I. double grr.
to me, it was Morgan Freeman got kicked in the balls while reading Dr. Seuss. But like, all of those are compliments, by the way.
Roxy.
You're welcome.
You just created something beautiful.
Thank you.
fearless actor.
Everything I do is just so beautiful. But this is kind of an interesting way of looking at it, that he disappeared into the shadows and was left misunderstood.
He witnessed a murder.
Are they going death to
Witness protection.
Are they going death to Smoochie?
I don't know.
It sounds to me like they're going Christopher Robin. It sounds like it's gonna be.
No, they're going Brady Bunch movie where like the world's moved on, but Barney hasn't.
I mean, this to me sounded like Us. They disappeared into the shadows. Like, what are we talking about? But the Robbie Brenner from Mattel Films added, working with Daniel Kaluuya will enable us to take a completely new approach to Barney that will surprise audiences and subvert expectations. The project will speak to the nostalgia of the brand in a way that will resonate with adults while entertaining today's kids. Guys, maybe that's what we were talking about
They'll
earlier.
surprise
with
audiences and boom, subvert expectations.
Oh, snap! Snyder cut of Barney.
Yeah.
What? Wow. Okay, so it seems like there's a lot of non-love at this table for the Barney movie.
Well, the question is Baby Bop in this or save it for the sequel?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but the bigger question for me is, Spenny, I'm coming to you because as the only person at this table with a wee one, this movie is geared towards you.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
Well, it is geared towards me and not my infant because it's like, you think you know Barney, but no, you don't know the pain I've been through.
So this will not be the first movie that your baby sees?
No, because they're relying on your expectations of Barney and everything. Forget everything you think you know.
Well, as far as I know,
I loved my friends today.
To see if I still feel.
I mean, what do we know about Barney?
Great
He's
song.
beyond he's a purple dinosaur who shows up to a kindergarten class,
Loves
and
you.
teaches lessons.
And has you yo, he's a purple dinosaur who makes you come sit on his lap. It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I want the Blippi movie. That's what I want. Are we talking Blippi? We ready to speak on Blippi?
You want to talk? You want to talk a
You
little
want to talk
Blippi?
Blippi?
This is more like YouTube news, but do you hear about there's fake Blippies going around?
What's a fake Blippi?
So first of all, back up and introduce Blippi.
Throwing
to
out the
class.
script. All right, so Blippi's
literally landed right in the same spot.
like a children's YouTuber. Like you throw it on for your kid, and Blippi's like just a guy in like a hat and a bow tie and suspenders. He learns stuff. He's like, today we're going to the bakery. Like, it's very basic stuff. He's going
He's
on
a basic batch?
He's a basic batch, but he's
Blippi.
going on tour and charging money.
Wait. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk pre-Blippi too.
Well, we'll get to pre-Blippi.
Okay.
So
I trust you. I'm sorry.
What is happening right now?
This is the movie that I'm pitching. That I want the Blippi film. He's going around on tour, selling out stadiums, I assume, because he's a very popular YouTuber and kids love him. But he has made no promises that the actual Blippi will be the one you see. That there might be other false Blippies, is what I'm saying.
Flippies.
Yeah. you might get stuck with a Flippy, another guy in suspenders.
But
and
you
a
might
hat.
get Blippy, but you might get Flippy.
He's made no promises.
He's made no promises.
So,
As long as you don't get a nippy slippy.
ah.
Well, I'll be here every Friday.
Well, honestly, that might be a concern with Blippi.
Yeah, because he also before pre-Blippi, he was casting about on YouTube looking for an audience and was an early 2000s YouTube prankster. And when you're one of those, you have some embarrassing videos. One of which I've only seen artist renderings of is Blippi defecating on the chest of his friend.
Yeah,
That's a real thing.
Yes. The video has obviously been taken down, but there are artist renderings. People have drawn it from memory of what they've seen Blippi do to Blippi's friend.
Did this make Blippi's career take a hit when people found that out?
It was too late. There was no turning back.
There was no turning
Listen, if
back.
PewDiePie can survive what he survived, Blippi can survive poop.
Blippi can take it down.
What happened to PewDiePie?
It's our time. Thanks so much for watching. watching.
Okay, well, we will move on from Blippi and Barney because I do want to try to get
the Barney video I want to see.
Oh my god!
I want my Sharon, Lois, and Bram Logan take. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Let's just get to one fan question, just so I can get that taste of defecation out of my mouth.
Were you the friend?
I don't want to talk about it. All right, guys, this is via the community tab, so don't forget to get your questions in. We've been taking more questions throughout the week as well, but
We can do
Friday
both. We
is
got
for
time.
you. You think so?
Yeah.
Run them.
Dang! Living on the edge. Why do I do the things I do?
I want to hear your Aerosmith impression.
Whoa. That's
Considering I grew up with them, oh boy, that would be offensive.
why you're here.
Yeah.
You do the things you do. And we love it.
This one is coming from Schmoes Collide, who asked, oh
Definitely
boy.
not a fan of any specific YouTube channels.
Let's rename them Fandom Screen Junks.
We don't want when junk collides.
That's true. You gotta hate when your junk collides. I don't know what that feels like. Oh my God, move, Roxy, move.
It's a Power Man 5000 song. This is what it's like.
All right, guys, with people starting to not judge Robert Pattinson's acting solely on Twilight, what other great actors do fans need to stop denigrating their overall talent because of certain performances? My answer is Jennifer Lawrence for her performances in X-Men Apocalypse / Dark Phoenix. Do you guys have a specific one? Joe, I'm coming to you first. Any actor that we need to stop judging so much?
Megan Fox. She's great in New Girl, and
Excellent.
she's if you've never seen Jennifer's Body, you should absolutely see Jennifer's Body. It's such a fun, scary / funny horror movie. She's fantastic in it. It's almost like if your only direction is, hey, make sure this hose is hitting you more while you're washing the car on the set of a Transformers movie from Michael Bay, then maybe your best talents aren't being,
Don't
sort of
judge
put
anyone
forward.
by their Bay movie.
Yeah, don't judge anyone by a Bay movie. I think that's yeah.
Trying to combine those words, like don't judge Bay.
Don't judge Bay by Bay.
Don't Bay by. Bay
No,
all
I
day.
think she's a really
It
good
didn't
actor.
work.
She's really funny on
I
New
concur.
Girl.
I
And
concur.
yeah, that's mine.
Spenny, who you got?
I think that through all the fault of his own, John Travolta's gotten a pretty bad rap, but he's lately.
Yeah.
But he is a great actor when he cares and when he tries. I put him in that Bruce Willis category. In that Nick Cage is always trying something. He's always trying something. But like again, all these actors who have who either need or want paychecks in their later years has started to overshadow their earlier work. I mean, they're like Oscar winners. These old guys who don't care anymore used to care, and they're amazing, and we shouldn't judge them for that.
Favorite Travolta performance?
God.
I mean,
Yeah.
Battlefield, man.
Battlefield. It's
Battlefield
gotta be-
Earth.
yeah.
Blowout. Brian.
Ooh.
You are on your own side, a little corner of the table over
I'll
there.
take it.
What about
Martin
you,
Scorsese's allowed to think what he wants.
Sam? Who do you think we need to stop judging so much?
Honestly, I'll go next to Robert Pattinson. I think it's Kirsten Stewart. I think she's done some great movies recently. She's in 2 films that are now in the Criterion Collection. Goya's Ghost or Something's Ghost.
Ghost Story?
No, not Ghost Story. God, Something
Personal
Ghost.
Shopper?
Charlie's Angels.
Personal
Yeah,
Shopper. And same director, Clouds with Sils Maria. She's great in both. Adventureland, I think she's really, really good in.
Yeah.
I think she's kind of doing the thing that, and I know this other person's name also brings up a lot of stuff, but I think she's doing what Scarlett Johansson was doing in her early career, but Scarlett Johansson didn't get hit with a Twilight. So the kind of like mildly.
She got hit by an eight-legged freaks, which
Yeah.
which is
Was she in Eight-Legged Freaks?
yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
think
ScarJo and Jojo Rabbit, one of the best performances all year.
Yeah, and I think Kirsten Stewart's like shown that her, like Robert Pattinson, it's like, cool, I got all this money, now I'm going to go do a lot of interesting, different things, and just people aren't seeing them. And I think the
Right.
next thing she's going to be in is Charlie's Angels. We'll see how that goes. Hopeful on that one, but
looks good.
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm nervous because Charlie's Angels.
What's going on with your voice as you're talking about
Well,
it?
because the other ones are like ridiculous, but like
good.
this one
I mean,
actually
they're fun.
they're fun.
They're
but,
all great.
But this one actually looks good.
Yeah.
My person is also in Charlie's Angels, and that person is Miley Cyrus. Mostly because do you guys follow her on Twitter?
On Twitter, no.
Okay, she is in an epic battle against the world right now, guys, to stop being judged based off of her past. It is insane, though. Like, people grow up and they change, and I feel for her hardcore, and she literally can't lift a finger without somebody scrutinizing every single thing she does. And yes, she put out a whole thread, this was like about a month ago, and she was like, did I used to cheat on my significant others? Absolutely. Was I on drugs for a really long time? Yes. Did I get naked and come in on a wrecking ball? Without a doubt. Like, she listed everything.
The third thing is not like the other two. Like, that's just a music video.
We've all done this.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's like something that, like,
that's what it's like when junk collides.
Like, was I arrested? Was I this? Was I whatever? Yes. I grew up in the public eye. I was a child. I haven't done those things in a really long time, and I have changed, and I hope you guys let me change. And it was like the most moving thing that I had read.
Really
and I
hoping
think she's very talented.
3.
She's very, very talented, I think. And I hope that as society we let her be a performer.
Well,
did you guys watch her Black Mirror episode?
Yeah.
Nope.
That's good.
I think she's good, and I think that she will get better the more we instill confidence in her that she's no longer a crazy kid.
The thing I'm most excited about for the future Guardians of the Galaxy is Sylvester Stallone's weird random team of like her, Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
Who else was
Ving Rhames.
Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
Nova?
Yeah.
Or what is such?
No,
The original
it's like the
Guardians.
original Guardians
Okay.
lineup. And yeah, Ving Rhames. And yeah, so because she's like the voice of like a weird.
She's like the robot thing.
Yeah, she was like a robot. Yeah, so
I think
really
the thing
hoping she's in
is because like she also was a judge on The Voice for like 3 seasons, and I think the thing with all 4 of these people sort of have is like everybody saw the one thing that everyone makes fun of, and then did not bother seeing any of the rest of their work at all. Like, nobody has seen a lot of the other Robert Pattinson movies, Kristen Stewart movies, Miley Cyrus. Like,
y'all ain't heard Miley Cyrus sing Jolene? Then shut your mouth.
It's unreal.
Yeah,
That
it's real
backyard performance is out of this world.
It's real good.
I love that song. Should I sing it now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Jolene, Jolene.
But as Aerosmith.
Joe.
Steven Tyler, known for his high voice.
Next question.
Yeah.
I was being Joe Perry, okay?
So we're in charge for Aerosmith impression.
You were being the guitar.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
My Aerosmith impression.
Excuse me, Daryl Ailes has a question, okay? Thank you. My first feature film, Point 44, I think that's the name of the film.
44. Like 44 caliber,
44.
I imagine.
Probably.
Okay, sure. Made for only 3,500 cans.
Canadian.
Canadian dollars.
Cans.
My budget was just cans.
Refried beans to be exact. See my film.
Look, it wouldn't shock me. My first writing gig, I think I've told you, paid with pork buns.
Pork buns.
Frozen pork buns. So a budget of pork buns.
Yo, Daryl, I'm so sorry I butchered this question so bad.
Congratulations on making a
congratulations. Yeah, that's amazing.
Legitimately.
Shout out to you because it's premiering this Saturday, so that's tomorrow, and I'm really proud of you. The question is, what is your favorite no-budget or super low-budget film?
Oh, man.
Mine is Point 44. Love to you, man.
Yeah, Point 44.
Cam, what do you got?
Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Evil Dead.
That's low budget.
Oh, that's
But you're right.
He said no to
first
he
one?
said
Oh, the first one. You're right.
Oh, the
right.
first
I'm
one. Yeah,
thinking
the
of two.
first. No,
Yeah.
the second one they got a little bit. But the first
Shorty
one.
had no.
First one was like Sam Raimi.
no.
Sam Raimi and his high school friends, and it was made off the money of like dentists in the town who they were like, yeah, I guess here's some money, go make your weird movie with your friends. And it completely, like, it was that and Pink Flamingos, these like 2 films that just kind of started this midnight Eraserhead, this like midnight revolution of like no to low budget, took a long time to make. You and your friends, you're like, I got a free weekend, let's go. And that's like sort of that aesthetic.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Once. I really love that movie. I think it's an underrated movie musical.
It was that low budget?
Yeah, it's a pretty micro budget
I love that
movie.
as well. I love the play. I love the movie.
Yeah, I love that film. Love that soundtrack.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't some of the street stuff like guerrilla style? Like
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah, full on. Let's shoot until someone asks us to leave. Yeah, no, absolutely. And then
Guys, let's make a movie.
let's do it. Let's just do
doing
it. Let's just do it.
This is the movie.
We've made a shorter too.
That's
and
true.
then I really love Paranormal Activity. I think it's they made it for like $0, and I think it's such a good study in how the structure of a film can like train an audience to react and stuff like that. I just it's so simple and easy, and it's sort of easy to look at all the found footage stuff that sort of like came after it in response to like. Well, it was kind of the Blair Witch revival that movie was. Why did I just talk like Yoda? Blair Witch revival that movie was.
I've got you. It was the Blair Witch revival.
That's Lilo or Stitch.
Was.
Or both of them merged together in the machine from The Fly.
You guys
Kill me.
You all have wax in your ears. It's perfect. I'm perfect. Benny,
You
what's
are.
yours?
Gosh. I like the movie Kids. It's
Yeah,
messed
you
up.
do.
It's
Harmony
real messed
Korine?
up. Harmony Korine,
I do
yeah.
feel like that comes up often for you.
Oh,
He said he liked it.
yeah, I like it. What else is
I wasn't
good?
allowed to watch that when I was a kid.
You shouldn't watch that as a kid. It's not for kids, ironically.
Should be called Not for Kids.
Desperado.
Am I right?
I'm just gonna keep talking. Desperado, El Mariachi. I think Desperado was like he got more money for that, but was El Mariachi before that?
Yeah, El Mariachi was his one
Yeah.
that he like made with duct tape and a dream.
That's super fun.
Yeah. Edited in camera.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Wallace Shawn cost, but in the '70s. But My Dinner with Andre is one of my favorite movies.
So
it's just
good.
two guys having dinner.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Great. All right, guys. Before we.
What about you?
Who knows? See, I don't know the answer to these things. That's why I moderate. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, I love that movie. All of their movies were low budget, but Clerks is a great movie. I came up with that all on my own. Thank you very much. I'm going to have us do some outros, but also stick around after that, guys, because we have a Zombieland interview via Fandom. Zombieland Double Tap opens this weekend, and Kim Taylor Foster sat down with the stars Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg to talk about finally making a sequel to the film 10 years later. So, see, sometimes things take 10 years. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Dan says it's good. Dan said
Yeah,
it's really good.
yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Plus, whether Woody would ever want to play his solo A Star Wars Story character Beckett again. Check out that interview. But before we get to that, Joe, where can everybody keep up with you?
Oh man, I don't know, the internet, whatever. More importantly, follow this dude, his photography accounts.
Thank you.
Follow the shorts he's making and all
I'm
that.
gonna
Super
get to
talented
him.
guy.
We're going around the table.
He can plug whatever he wants, but I just want to reiterate that
That's true.
the two of you do really amazing stuff. You did that cool sort of horror comedy short a little while back, and you should do more of them because
Yeah.
it was very good, and you're great in it.
We did do that together. Word.
Boom.
And it was very low budget, no budget. Spenny?
Yeah, Cameron Rice, master of the occult. You thought Anne Rice knew horror? No, it's this guy.
Take that, Lestat.
Yeah.
So yeah, go to Cameron.Rice, check it out, like and subscribe.
Cam, where can we find you, though? Where can everybody keep up with you? Everybody
the
wants
Roxy.
to plug you, so. And that's what she said. That's
Go
what he
to,
said. Who said that?
Twitter, it's at that Cameron Rice. On Thursday nights, El Rey Nation, it's me, Hector Navarro, Kelly Nugent, Vanessa Gritton. We host a show where, similar to this, we kind of talk about geeky things. You should go check that out if you don't have the show. You
You
don't have the
should have
channel.
copyrighted this format.
You're right. Oh, you messed up real bad, brother. Schmoes collide. Think so too. But go to iTunes, Amazon. It's on there as well. And then my photography, Cam Rice Photo. Go check that out. Lots of photos of this one over here.
Yeah, because you're the best.
Oh yeah.
I'm everywhere at Roxy Striar. We'll be back on Monday. See you guys then.
Time to nut up or shut up.
I'm going to start with you, Woody, if I may. You haven't starred in that many sequels in your career. and now you've got Venom 2 coming up, and there's this one. Why now are you kind of attracted to sequels, and what is it about these two in particular franchises?
Usually sequels are not as good as the original, although there are exceptions, like Now You See Me 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, sure.
And the Hunger Games. I mean, I noticed those stayed. I don't know.
Yeah,
just
should have mentioned
observation.
Yeah, should have mentioned that.
Yeah. But for this one, it's really a special thing because people really do love this movie and they really hold it in a good place in their heart.
Merry Christmas! What would you like, little girl?
I'd really like for you to stop calling me little girl.
So they really wanted this second one to be good.
But do you know what I would like?
I don't give a what you like.
So we held out for quite a while the scripts were, not working, and then ultimately they got Rhett and Paul, the original writers, on, and we were like, yeah, let's do it.
Time to nut up or shut up. That sounds very 2009.
For both of you, what is it about revisiting characters that's appealing?
Well, like, the advantage of doing that kind of thing is, you find different things that are funny, you realize kind of what's working for you and what's not, and so, like, you can kind of, like, highlight what you feel most comfortable doing and like, discard that which kind of feels, like, inconsistent with the character.
I'm sorry, I dozed off a second.
Yeah, sorry about that. It wasn't a good answer in the context of, like, promoting the movie, but if I was, like, in front of an acting class and they were curious about the process, it would have been...
Oh, yeah, no. For a specific audience, I think that was a great...
people would like it.
But...
Would you want to revisit any other characters in your career? I've got some fan questions, actually. I'm from Fandom, so one of the questions for each of you was, would you be interested in revisiting Beckett in Solo and Lex Luthor?
Yeah, I loved it. I did a little part in the Justice League, and I love doing that again. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a great, flamboyant kind of movie villain.
There's a lot of love for your Lex out there.
Oh, yeah,
It'd be tough for me because they killed him off, so...
Prequels, Woody, prequels.
Prequel?
Yeah.
Sure. Definitely.
There's some talk about maybe, would you maybe be interested in doing a limited series around Beckett and his crew?
Are they going to do a limited series?
No, the fans want it.
Oh, the fans. I'd want to do a limited series, but not that one.
Okay.
But thank them for their interest and everything.
No, that is really cool.
Yeah.
Totally
Sorry,
right.
Point
First
that
of
out,
all,
right?
thank you to whoever fans wanted that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Very groovy.
But ultimately, it's a non-starter. Yeah.
And finally, what would your top 3 rules for surviving in the apocalypse be? Zombie apocalypse.
Luckily, our characters have so many rules, specific rules. Cardiovascular exercise.
Yeah.
What's the second one? Double tap?
It seems like it should be.
It should be
two,
double sequel. It's the second movie. It's also the thing. Yeah. And then I think beware of bathrooms is way too high.
Right.
In the movie, there's this funny part where, like, somebody else has, like, a list of rules, and we kind of compete over whose rules are better. I think that's okay to say.
Yeah.
And
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And they ignored Rule 52. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
It's really funny because Columbus, my character, starts realizing that, like, his placement of the rules is, like, really out of order in terms of their priority and necessity in the world.
Oh, whoopsie, I forgot the seatbelt rule.
Oh, so she knows the rules?
I told her just a few of them.
Light 'em up!